The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
This morning, the exodus into Egypt. Around 400 Americans gathering at the Rafah border crossing. Up to 7,000 foreign nationals expected to be able to finally escape from Gaza after weeks of war and waiting. Our team filming as people desperately search for their names on an approved list posted each morning, hoping their nightmare will soon end. This morning, Lena Basaiso from Utah at the crossing. We've been following her and her family for weeks. She sent us this video just hours ago.
We're at the Palestinian side of the Rafah border, and let's just hope we can make it through today. There's a lot of people here.
Overnight, 2 American doctors were among the first to leave, Ramona Okamura and Barbara Zind.
People are frustrated, they're desperate, they get angry. There were a couple fist fights right by the door of people just trying to get through.
71-year-old Okamura lives in Seattle. She was volunteering with the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, making prosthetics for injured kids when she got trapped. Ramona's family calling her escape a great relief.
The bombs were falling 4 or 5 times a night. She'd wake up with the building shaking. It pretty scary. She'll be grateful to be home, but she'll remind us all, the people that are never going to come home.
Doctors in Gaza hoping that as some are allowed to leave, more aid will be allowed in. With hospitals on the brink, they're pleading for fuel, more medical teams, even blood.
Yeah, it's about 7,000 people that need to get out of there. And it looks like Joe Biden and, Blinken, the whole diplomatic effort with Qatar and having to engage with a terrorist government is actually paying off, because yesterday, I think 321 foreign passport holders, which includes Americans and Australians and Austrians and Germans and people from all over the world were allowed to leave. And it looks like today we expect to see 400 allowed to leave. The total seems to be somewhere around 7,000 people that need to get out of there who are foreign passport holders. And I don't hear anybody thanking Joe Biden. I don't hear any thank you, Joe Biden. I don't hear any, gratitude at all for a president who gets that there are, people who need to get out of there. And some of them are hostages. Yeah, let's have this whole conversation without ever mentioning hostages, 33 of them children. Let's never, ever talk about that. Let's never, ever talk about the fact that a Hamas leader was on the TV today in a foreign country and said that he's going to make sure that October 7th happens again and again and again, and that rape is now a form of resistance for some people. It's okay. They want to scream and yell at you about war crimes, but they are actually saying rape is legit. You can use rape to resist whatever it is. Anything at all. It's okay. Just go ahead and do it. This really makes me, so sick that there is absolutely no attempt to realize how to solve this problem. Like, no effort, no discussion is going into how do you go about solving this, because there are thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people that are stuck in this war zone that don't deserve to be there. And there are hundreds of thousands of people that need political solutions, that need an alternative, that need something to believe in. And of course, you got Netanyahu, who is a right-wing lunatic, fringy guy who's in charge of all of it. And he will never, ever, 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 never has, never will discuss a 2-state solution. This whole setup here, the whole thing was to prevent a 2-state solution. He sent... It's so interesting how everybody wants to blame the United States. Oh, we're the great Satan and they're the little Satan, and that's the way it is. But nobody wants to discuss the politics of Benjamin Netanyahu's right-wing Likud government that gave literally hundreds of millions of dollars to Hamas. or that Hamas, a terrorist organization, did what it did on October 7th and vows to do it again and again and again, or that Hamas, a terrorist organization, has fuel, a lot of it, and won't give it to the hospitals there that might need it to run incubators, or might need it to run dialysis machines, or might need it to run, IV drips for cancer treatment. And let's just talk about the neighbors, okay? Let's just talk about the neighbors, since we're so interested in trashing America all the time. I mean, hate America first seems to be a thing. It seems to be a thing on the hard Marxist left. And I'm not down with it. I'm not. I actually would fight again for this country. You know that, right? And I know that there's a lot more of me than there are of them. But the truth is that the neighbors, they don't want to take any Palestinians. Why is it that Egypt is so frightened of taking Palestinians? What is the dealio? Why do we need negotiations to get them to open up that southern border? Why? Why do we need to have tanks on the other side of the border that borders the Palestinian, Gaza Strip? Why? Why do the Egyptians feel the need? Why do their autocratic leader, okay, this guy named Al-Sisi, why is the Sisi so freaked out about Palestinians? What is that about? Well, they'll talk a good game. You know what he'll tell you? You know what he'll say? I know this because I read, But he'll say, oh, well, it's because we can't have Palestinians leaving their land. We can't have that. That would be bad for them. They have to stay there, and they have to, fight for their land with no water on board. Although I will say there are pipes that are piping in water over there. Not that anybody wants to tell you that, and that's because the Israelis were forced by the United States to actually open up the pipe and let the water flow. But, if there was, if Hamas would give up their fuel and stop using it to build, and launch their rockets from this neighborhood, it's not a refugee camp. There are no, insinuating that Palestinians are refugees is admitting that Palestinians are not on their own land. Okay, just want to tell you that. Because people are selling you that idea without explaining it to you. And that would be a bad thing. But okay, so the Palestinian people that are in that neighborhood, okay, those people are being used as human shields, as we all know, because 4,000 rockets are launched from that neighborhood. 4,000 rockets. This is not the first time this neighborhood has been targeted for destruction. No, because that is where the rockets into Israel are launched from. And those rockets need fuel. And Hamas has fuel. But they won't give it to the Palestinian people. They won't protect their own people. Because they're terrorists, you see. And that's all they're interested in, is living another day to terrorize Israelis. That's it. That's all they want to do. That's their entire mission. Their mission is, on paper, to destroy Israel, to destroy Jews, kill Jews. I mean, I got phone calls I could play you of, Hamas members going into Israel on that day and calling home, celebrating, Mom, Dad, I just killed 10 Jews. I'm talking to you on a dead Jewish girl's phone. I killed her. And you could hear the parents like freaking out on the phone going, come home. Just come home. Mom, you don't understand. I'm never coming home. You don't get what I'm doing. I can't come home. I'm not coming home. And killing Jews is what I'm doing. And when I'm done killing Jews, I'll kill myself. Great. What a beautiful culture. Yeah, it's terrorism. But anyway, so the reason why the Egyptians won't open the border is because the current president of Egypt, Al-Sisi, actually is president because of a coup where he overthrew the previous guy named Morsi, who was the Muslim Brotherhood. And guess what Hamas is? The Muslim Brotherhood. And they hate each other. There you have it, in a nutshell. Great. So trash us. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.